Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. So if your GE dishwasher is displaying a Fed error code, that's FED, which means the water level's too high, or you're seeing FTD errors, FTD for failure to drain, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. Good news is most of these issues are pretty simple fixes that'll save you a couple $100 on a service call. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. All right, so here's the deal with these Fed and FTD codes. They're basically your dishwasher's way of saying something's wrong with the water level or drainage system. Now, here's what I've learned after fixing hundreds of these things. The error code might say failure to drain, but half the time the dishwasher is actually draining just fine. The real culprit is usually a gunked-up sensor that's lying to the control board. I'm going to walk you through the most common causes, starting with the simple stuff that takes 5 minutes to check. So the number one cause I see, and this is probably 80% of the Fed and FTD codes I deal with, is a clogged pressure sensor. This little black sensor sits behind your kick plate and monitors water levels. When it gets gunked up with what I call a sludge disk, basically food particles and grease, it starts lying to your control board, telling it there's water in the tub even when it's bone dry. You'll know this is your problem when the error pops up early in the wash cycle, or your dishwasher seems confused about when to start and stop draining. Here's the fix. This should take you about 10 to 15 minutes total. First, unplug your dishwasher. Safety first, people. Remove that bottom kick plate using a screwdriver, and you'll see a white elbow assembly with a black sensor attached. Twist that white part up and out, then carefully pry the black sensor off the white elbow. There are little clips holding them together. Now here's the critical part. You've got to clean that tiny pinhole on the black sensor meticulously. I use a toothpick or small brush to get every bit of gunk out of there. Clean the white elbow too while you're at it. Snap everything back together, making sure those clips are secure, and you should be good to go. Another common issue is your drain hose getting kinked or clogged, or, and this one gets a lot of people, the knockout plug wasn't removed from the garbage disposal during installation. You'll spot this problem when your dishwasher stops dead during the drain cycle, especially if it's a new installation and the error happens right away. I had this customer last month who called me in a panic because her brand new dishwasher wasn't working. Turned out the installer left that knockout plug in the disposal. Here's what to do. First, unplug the dishwasher and turn off the water supply valve under your sink. Then gently pull the dishwasher out to access the drain hose. You might need a helper for this step as dishwashers are heavy. Check for any kinks in the hose and straighten them out. Make sure the hose is elevated properly, what we call a high loop, above the connection point. If you've got a garbage disposal, double check that the knockout plug was actually removed from the disposal inlet. You can clear clogs with a pipe cleaner or even a pressure washer if you've got one. If the hose is damaged or the clog won't budge, you're looking at replacing the whole hose. The flood float switch can get stuck in the up position, which tricks your dishwasher into thinking the water level is dangerously high. When this happens, you'll see that Fed code even though your tub might be completely empty or the dishwasher might refuse to fill with water at all. Sometimes water will back up and pool in the tub too. This one's actually pretty easy to check. No tools needed. Open your dishwasher door, pull out the bottom dish rack, and remove the cylindrical fine filters in the sump area by twisting them counterclockwise. You'll see a dome-shaped float mechanism right there in the center. Lift it straight up and check for any debris or damage underneath. Sometimes just tapping the top of the flood float cover with a wooden spoon will unstick it. If it's damaged or won't move freely, you'll need to replace the flood float switch. Part number WD21 X23498. The pressure sensor, part number WD21 X25468, costs between $13 and $60 depending on where you shop. But here's the key. Try the free cleaning method first, which fixes the problem about 80% of the time. Only buy the replacement part if cleaning doesn't work. You can find these at appliance parts dealers or online retailers. This is definitely a DIY-friendly repair. It's pretty straightforward to access behind that kick plate, and cleaning it costs you nothing but a few minutes of your time. Here's the thing though, this part has a high misdiagnosis risk. I've seen people replace drain pumps and even control boards when all they needed to do was clean this little sensor. Always try cleaning it first before you buy a replacement. For the drain hose, parts typically run anywhere from $14 to $50. You can grab these at hardware stores or appliance parts dealers. This is a pretty easy repair. Just inspect for kinks and clogs and make sure that knockout plug is gone if you're connected to a disposal. The tricky part is sometimes people overlook this simple fix and jump straight to diagnosing internal components. Don't ask me how I know that, but I've seen it happen more times than I'd like to admit. The drain pump is going to be your most expensive part here, somewhere between 35 and 150 bucks. This one's a bit more involved to replace, so you'll need to decide if it's worth tackling yourself or calling someone like me. Before you replace it, though, test for continuity with a multimeter and manually spin that impeller to check for jams. Sometimes there's glass or food debris stuck in there that you can clear out without replacing the whole pump. Here's what gets me though. Drain pump replacement is sometimes done when the real problem is actually that clogged pressure sensor we talked about earlier. Now, if you're dealing with faulty parts, let's talk about what you're looking at cost-wise and whether these repairs are worth doing yourself. The good news is most of these parts are pretty affordable and the labor savings alone make it worth tackling yourself. We're talking about potentially saving yourself 150 to 250 in service call fees. Now you can see right there on your screen the most common GE and GE profile models that run into these drainage issues. Take a look. You might even spot your own model number up there. These problems seem especially common in the newer GE models from 2019 and up. So if you've got a relatively recent dishwasher, you're definitely in the right place. That's how you tackle the GE Fed and FTD error codes. Remember, if your machine seems to be draining fine, but you're still getting that error, start with cleaning that pressure sensor. It's the most common fix and costs you nothing to try. These repairs often cost less than 20 bucks and can save you a couple of hundred in service fees. If you found gunk in your sensor like I expected and this video just saved you 200 bucks, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you and how much buildup you found. Really helps other people with the same problem. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.